So giraffes are now on the endangered species list, which means they're on the brink of extinction, um, along with giant pandas, Galapagos penguins, red wolves, um, black spider monkeys, axolotls, pygmy elephants. There's a lot of animals that are actually on the verge of extinction, which is very, very, very saddening. But a few years ago, I started keeping exotic animals, mainly reptiles, amphibians, and arthropods. But when you're in the exotic animal keeping hobby, you learn a lot about conservation, and it's always in your face, and so it kind of makes you want to learn, seeing that something that you love so much, like animals, are being hurt so bad. And so I started researching really thoroughly about conservation, and when I started getting more and more and more passionate about it, I started a social media page where I talked about conservation and what we can do to help, and also I post about my animals because they're cute and I love them. But I just learned that there was a real need for helping our planet. And so when I started looking into what I could do, there was many options, donating to conservation programs and whatever. But one that's very at the very start of conservation is reducing, reusing, recycling. And looking into that, a thing that I found a lot is something called a zero waste lifestyle. And so I started doing that. Let me tell you about that. So zero waste lifestyle is where you're trying to completely eliminate waste. So anything that you throw away, plastic water bottles, papers, plastic candy wrappers, whatever you are trying to throw away, or whatever you throw away, you are completely eliminating that. So with vegetables and stuff, you start a compost bin and you throw them in there. With plastic water bottles, you get alternatives like reusable water bottles. This is something that's at the very start of being zero waste, is taking things that you use every day and turning it into reusable things. So I started with my water bottle. When you're looking at getting into a zero waste lifestyle, it looks very scary, like you cannot do it, but let me just let you know that when you take it one step at a time and you look at one thing and you turn that into a reusable thing, and you do the next thing and the next thing, when you're taking those little steps, that's helping the environment, and it's also helping reduce the stress of trying to turn everything into reusable. So take it one step at a time. Start with a water bottle, then do another thing. Some other things that are really good is reusable grocery bags. So I have mine right here, or some of mine. So these are reusable grocery bags. So they have a weight on them. So when you fill them with groceries or produce or whatever you're going to do, instead of paying all of it for all of this cloth and everything, they subtract the tear weight, so you're not paying more than what you got. So these are really great when you're going shopping, reducing the plastic waste that you do when you go shopping. Also shopping at like a Whole Foods place or a farmer's market, somewhere where the produce is not in plastic and you're not buying beans in plastic bags or whatever, is a good turn too, because grocery stores, that is a place where tons of waste is being made and being take into people's houses because there's so much waste on all the food and there's so much plastic and everything. So reusable at the grocery store is good. Another thing that I have is a bento box. So you put your food in here. It comes with they'll fill out, but it comes with reusable silverware. You put your food in there, so you don't have to use plastic for your food or paper for your food. And then you can also get beeswax wraps, which are just these cloths that are in beeswax, and so you can cover your food in these beeswax wraps, and then you uncover them, wash them off, and you can reuse them instead of using plastic baggies. Another really good thing is reusable straws. These are my silicone ones, so that I can fold them up and everything, but they have reusable plastic, they have silicone, they have metal, but these are really great instead of going out to a restaurant or whatever and using the straws there. I also bring reusable silverware, and I always bring my water bottle in case they have plastic cups or styrofoam cups or whatever, because those are super bad for the environment. I also started shopping sustainably and thrift shopping because fast fashion industries, buying clothes new is actually very bad for the environment, and so I buy secondhand things instead of buying new. That's a really great first step too, because even though it's a small thing that you can do, it makes a big impact. And so not buying new is probably one of the best things you can do. Another thing is just buying locally in small shops and farmer markets and everything. Anything you can do that's going to reduce your waste, not just like plastic and everything else, but it's also reducing your carbon footprint and other waste, reducing pollution. So when you're not shopping fast fashion and you're not shopping big brands, you're also reducing your carbon footprint on the environment. So a big thing is shopping sustainably. So this brand is Pixie Moon. This is my purse, but they make their stuff from recyclable things. The lining of it is made from plastic water bottles. So buying this bag actually helps clean up our landfills, and it's just a really cute bag, but it helps the environment. Buying this is helping the environment. So that's something that I look for, things that are not harming the environment but helping it. So I know this all seems like a lot, but if you take it one step at a time, look at your bathroom products, and once you use them, because you don't want to waste what you have, but once you use up all your products, instead of going and buying a shampoo that has plastic packaging around it, you can go out and buy shampoo bars, and so that's reducing the plastic. I also reuse plastics and stuff. So like I have plastic water bottles that when I drank them, I kept them, and when I have to fill up my animal enclosure, when I have to fill up their water dishes, I fill up the water bottle, and so I can shake up the stuff that keeps the chemicals out of the water, and then I pour it into their enclosure. Instead of throwing away that water bottle, I keep it and I reuse it. So really going zero waste is just looking at one thing So looking at your bathroom products and what can I do to eliminate this waste that's in my bathroom. So don't think of it as a lot, because it's really, 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 when you're taking it one step at a time and you're really just going one step at a time, it makes it less stressful, and you realize that you can do this, and I know that you can do this. It's such an easy thing when you just take it one step at a time. But yeah, I really encourage y'all to keep looking and keep reading about zero waste and think about going zero waste. But yeah, that is zero waste, and that's how I went zero waste. Those are my steps. But yeah,